Maxwell was my fiancé-to-be. The day before I accepted his proposal, he actually kissed his childhood sweetheart. His friend jeered, "Maxwell, didn't you promise Evelyn's proposal? Sneaking around with your childhood sweetheart behind her back, aren't you afraid she'll get angry when she finds out?" He sneered with disdain, "She's just a silly fool. How could she possibly know? She's pregnant now and stays at home all the time. Even if she knew, she couldn't do anything to me. They all thought that since I was pregnant, even if Maxwell abandoned me, so what? I was homeless and didn't even have a place to stay." His friends were convinced that even if I knew Maxwell was cheating, I would turn a blind eye, not dare to make a fuss, and definitely not dare to break up with Maxwell. But to everyone's surprise, on the wedding day I disappeared completely. Maxwell called me countless times and roared at me in a voice message, "Evelyn, the wedding is about to start. Where have you gone? You're carrying my child in your belly. Come back and get married quickly. If you're being willful with me, don't blame me for not wanting you or the child in your belly." Threatening me? Did he think I'd be afraid? The child in my belly, did he really think it was his? How ridiculous. On the eve of my wedding with Maxwell, I was trying on wedding dresses in the bridal shop. I took several nice pictures and sent them to him, asking him to help me choose which wedding dress looked the best. The voice message he sent back was impatient and tinged with anger. "Are you done yet? Don't you know I'm busy?" I calmly asked, "Didn't you say you'd choose the wedding dress for me?" "I'm busy at the company. Just choose by yourself. Don't bother me if it's nothing important," he replied casually. When I was carrying the wedding dress I had chosen and returned to the villa, I saw Maxwell's convertible sports car, and the two intimate figures inside the car were kissing each other. They seemed so engrossed that they didn't notice that I was watching all this not far away. I thought I was seeing things. I thought I had mistaken the car. I thought the man in the car wasn't my fiancé Maxwell. But I wasn't mistaken. Maxwell couldn't resist the woman's kiss, and their kiss was so affectionate. I felt as if I had fallen into an ice cellar, but I didn't shed a tear. I just coldly watched their backs. He said he was busy. And he was even so impatient when listening to my voice messages, yet he had time to be intimate with another woman. He was so close to home. He could have just said some nice words to me, asked me to go shopping and come back later, and then he wouldn't have been caught by me in such a hurry. The space in the car was limited. Even going to a hotel to book a suite would have been okay. I really didn't understand why they were so careless. Perhaps as I had expected, a few days later, Maxwell really brought Eliza back to the villa. The new house we were going to use for our wedding was in a mess when I came back. There were some unknown dried stains on the bed sheet, and it smelled bad. There were used tissues in the trash can. The new bed was tilted to one side, and there was a torn piece of lace under the bed. All these signs indicated that a big drama had just been staged here. Someone was taking a shower in the bathroom, and someone was using the toilet in the washroom. Maxwell, who came out of the washroom, was obviously startled when he saw me. "Didn't I tell you to go to the hotel for the engagement banquet? Why did you come back so soon? Didn't I say that you should let me know when you came back so that I could ask the driver to pick you up?" Maxwell thought I hadn't entered the bedroom and hadn't discovered the dirty things he had done. He asked me to sit in the living room and have a rest. Then he went to the bedroom, straightened the new bed, and picked up the lace under the bed. After coming out of the bedroom, he said casually, "Weren't you worried about not finding a suitable bridesmaid? I've brought my childhood friend Eliza here. She just took a shower in the bathroom as soon as she got off the plane." Seeing the empty ring box on the coffee table, I suddenly realized that the ring symbolizing our love was already on someone else's finger. Eliza came out of the bathroom wrapped in a bath towel, and sure enough, she was wearing that ring on her hand. It fit her better than it did on my hand. Maxwell said it was bought for me, but it wasn't my size. Eliza took off the ring from her hand, with an expressionless face. "Sister, Maxwell and I grew up together since we were kids. I just thought the ring was nice and tried it on. I'm really sorry." "Well, I'll buy you a new ring later, and I promise it'll be 100 times more beautiful than this one." I found the newly bought wedding dress hanging there, as if it had been worn, and the remaining perfume smell on it was exactly the same as that on Eliza. So that's how it was. She wore the wedding dress I had chosen, and she wore the ring Maxwell bought for me. Oh, right, she also slept with Maxwell. Then what could still be new for me? What could still be mine? Was it Maxwell's dirty and disgusting love? It seemed that he didn't love me at all. I had a blank expression and pushed away her outstretched hand. Since it fits you, you can keep it. Maxwell's face looked very gloomy. Evelyn, don't be so sarcastic. Eliza was just trying it on. She's not an outsider. She's my childhood friend. Don't push her. Watch your attitude. Don't be so petty. I'm petty? I'm sarcastic? He really had the nerve to say that about me. Before, I thought the wedding dress was nice and the ring was nice. Now I want to tear that wedding dress to pieces. As for the ring, whoever wants to wear it can wear it. I'm not interested anymore. Maxwell, our wedding. Before I could finish my words, he said coldly, didn't we leave the whole wedding in your hands? Why are you still asking me? I'm so busy every day. I don't have time to give you advice. That's it for now. You can handle it yourself. Eliza followed Maxwell and left. When passing by me, she sneered with disdain. That smile seemed to be mocking my incompetence and also seemed to be showing off to me that Maxwell didn't love me but only loved her. I didn't pay attention to her. That sentence, let's just forget about our wedding, still couldn't be said in time after all. I stood alone in the empty room, and a sense of loss welled up in my heart. If I hadn't been pregnant, how could there have been our wedding? Maxwell hadn't considered having a wedding with me from the very beginning. He just wanted to give me a name and let me bear children for him. Back in college, I had a budding crush and was completely charmed by his sweet words. Little fairy, your lips are so beautiful. Can I have a taste? I was in a turmoil. The innocence back then seemed so ironic now. He just came to kiss me as a punishment because he lost a game with others. After he kissed me, everyone started to jeer. Maxwell, you still have the same charm as before. You got a junior girl so easily. Maxwell, I happen to know there's a senior girl in our department who has a really hot figure. Do you want to give it a try? See how long it will take you to win her over? I bet Maxwell can win over the senior girl in a month. I bet half a month. Because of their game of chasing girls, it was widely talked about in the school. Maxwell asked me to trust him and not to misunderstand him because of the rumors. Every time I was angry, he would try all kinds of ways to make me happy. He promised that as the 4 seasons changed, his love for me would always remain the same. Evelyn, I haven't been flirting around. Don't listen to those guys' nonsense. You're the only one in my heart. How could I kiss other girls? Someone must be slandering me. But I saw it with my own eyes. I wiped my tears sadly. No way. I wasn't at school that day. You must have seen it wrong. Why are you so suspicious lately? Why do you always like to make trouble out of nothing? You're not obedient at all. Then I won't like you like this. For a moment, I couldn't tell whether what he said was true or false. It was hailing outside that day. Maxwell asked me to pick him up at the nightclub. I took an umbrella and went out tremblingly. When I arrived at the nightclub, I found out that Maxwell had an umbrella. I was just the bet in his game with others. He deliberately asked me to come when it was hailing. Amid the laughter, he won the game while I lost completely. He said contemptuously, "It's okay now, Evelyn. You can go back first." And I really walked out of the nightclub obediently like a dog. When I was about to leave the private room, I also heard his harshest words. "Evelyn, this name is just like a silly fool. She's so stupid. I don't know how she got into a prestigious university. Maybe she was just lucky. Maxwell, you're really amazing. You've made this silly girl so obedient. She's even more obedient than a dog. It's really an eye-opener for us brothers." I cried bitterly at that time, with tears streaming down my face. I was so obedient to him and never complained about anything, yet he could despise me like this. He said I was a silly fool and that I got into university just by luck. I knew he had a lot of girls outside who couldn't be clearly explained. He just regarded me as one of his many playthings. But I couldn't persuade myself to leave him. There was always a glimmer of hope deep in my heart, hoping that one day he could see my good side. The hailstones smashed the umbrella, and countless hailstones fell on me. I walked aimlessly on the cold street. My forehead was bleeding from being hit by the hailstones. Compared with the pain on my body, my heart felt like it was bleeding. The blood blurred my eyes. Suddenly, a warm figure appeared in front of me. It was Ethan. Why did you come out when it's hailing so heavily? Your forehead is bleeding. I gave a bitter smile, intending to just brush it off, but then he carried me away. Looking out of the window, Maxwell and Eliza got into the convertible sports car hand in hand. I made up my mind and decided to leave this home that didn't belong to me. After renting a house and tidying up my little nest, it was already afternoon. The monitor of our college class told me temporarily that it was her birthday and asked me to go to her birthday party in the evening. There were no others. They were all my old classmates that I knew. I didn't think much about it and arrived at the hotel on time in the evening. The monitor enthusiastically pulled my hand, with a big smile on her face. Evelyn, everyone has been here for a long time. You're the only one who came just in time. You'll have to drink 3 cups as a punishment later. I smiled back, okay, 3 cups then. Entering the private room, I saw several people I disliked the most. They were all the school bullies in college and often bullied me. I forced myself to suppress the unhappiness in my heart and squeezed out a polite smile. Evelyn, long time no see. I heard you're doing well. Your fiancé Maxwell was a famous girl chaser in college. You're not really going to marry him, are you? Yes, Evelyn, you dare to marry a man like this. You're really so infatuated. You're almost getting married. As old friends, you should have come with Maxwell. Even if you don't invite us sisters for a meal, you could at least give us some wedding candies. Now you can ask him to come over and let him treat us to this meal. I replied perfunctorily, Maxwell is very busy. He can't come. Maybe next time. These words stabbed my heart like needles. It sounded like they had a good relationship with me, but in fact, they were mocking and satirizing me. The school bullies and several girls burst out laughing and handed me their mobile phones. Your fiancé is really busy. He's busy hugging other women and going to open a room. One is the receptionist at this hotel and she recorded it all. In the video, Maxwell was hugging Eliza and kissing her while walking. They looked at me playfully, wanting to seek excitement from my sad expression. They wanted to see me cry and see me break down. They were still the same as before, liking to bully me. I grasped the mobile phone tightly. The dazzling picture was reflected on the screen, but my heart was surprisingly calm. He can go to open a room if he wants. Anyway, I've already dumped him. This casual sentence made their laughter stop abruptly. The monitor seemed very surprised. No way, Evelyn. Didn't you say that you've been in charge of your wedding with Maxwell these days? How could you dump him? It's absolutely impossible. You must be lying to us. I smiled slightly, I'll go to the washroom first. As soon as I walked out of the private room door, I heard the voice of the school bully blaming the monitor. Aren't you the one who said there would be a good show if we got Evelyn here? Now she's acting as if nothing happened. Shouldn't she be crying her eyes out? The monitor sighed and said, I didn't expect that Evelyn could still be so calm after watching the video. Could it be that she really dumped Maxwell? Then there's really nothing for us to watch. So that's how it was. The monitor asked me to come here with another intention. She just regarded me as a monkey at the wine table. After coming out of the washroom, I was about to leave the hotel when I bumped into someone head-on. Evelyn, is it really you? That familiar voice made me freeze for a moment. Ethan? He nodded, with a look of surprise on his face. I heard that you're getting married soon. Are you okay? His concern warmed my heart, but I just replied casually, I'm okay. You're lying to me. You're not okay at all. That Maxwell doesn't deserve to marry you at all. Come home with me. Ethan dragged me from the hotel to his home. Seeing the once familiar room, I was so nervous that I didn't know what to do with my hands and feet. Why did you bring me to your home? I don't remember anything about what happened before. Really? Do you really forget or are you just pretending? That day when it was hailing and your head was bleeding from being hit, I brought you to my home to dress your wound. That bedroom, that big round bed, have you forgotten all about them? Ethan's eyes seemed to be trying to find the answer from my eyes. I felt a bit uncomfortable being stared at like that. I was so embarrassed that my toes curled up. I could only give a silly smile to ease the strange atmosphere that I seemed to really not remember. It doesn't matter if you forget. I can help you recall. That day, I kindly treated your wound for you, but you were so naughty that you suddenly threw yourself at me and kissed me until I almost suffocated. That night, you almost took half of my life away. I lowered my head in shame with a blush on my face. I remembered what he said. It was me who threw myself at him. At that time, I was in a mood. Secretly flirting with someone really excited me. No wonder Maxwell was addicted to it. I kissed him, and didn't he also kiss me? Now recalling how wild I was that day, my face became redder and redder, and the back of my neck and behind my ears were burning hot. Those are all things in the past. Now I already have a new life. What exactly do you want? What do I want? You slept with me. Shouldn't you be responsible for me? Evelyn? Ethan stared at me meaningfully as if I had taken great advantage of him. Didn't you also sleep with me? So aren't we even? Even I felt guilty when I said this and instinctively took a step back. We're even, then why are you stepping back? Are you lacking confidence when you speak? Are you feeling guilty? All of a sudden, many things came to my mind. Everything with Maxwell over the years didn't matter anymore. He didn't love me. I didn't want the past to affect me anymore. Since he could kiss other women without any scruples, I wouldn't just be a meek woman. Seeing that I didn't say anything for a long time, Ethan thought I was angry. What's wrong with you? Are you angry? In his shocked eyes, I hugged him tightly. I kissed him with my red lips. Ethan, since you mentioned that night, let's not let the past just stay in the past. Evelyn, are you serious? He was startled for a moment, and then he kissed me recklessly. The next day, he was still sound asleep in bed. I put on my clothes and was about to slip away quietly. I thought he would be angry when he woke up and found that I wasn't there. This was the second time I wanted to slip away after sleeping with him. Just as I tiptoed to the door, Ethan hugged me from behind. What? Are you in such a hurry to run away after sleeping with me? Aren't you being too irresponsible? I gave an awkward smile. Who said I'm running away? I'm going out to buy you breakfast. His eyes were full of affectionate charm, and my heartbeat was getting faster and faster. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Maxwell's number. I wanted to hang up and block it, but Ethan pressed the answer button. The other party had the speakerphone on, and what came into my ears was an unbearable gasping sound. Oh, you're almost breaking my leg. You can't just keep twisting this one leg. Okay, baby. I was too impatient. Let's change legs. The day after tomorrow is your wedding with Evelyn. If you break my leg, I won't be able to be the bridesmaid. Don't worry. I'm only marrying Evelyn because of the child in her belly. As for her, she's dispensable. I could imagine that Eliza had tried every trick to make me give up. She must have secretly made this call while Maxwell wasn't paying attention. She didn't want me to marry Maxwell, even though Maxwell didn't love me. Ethan smiled and said, well, this is no different from a live broadcast. I heard that the day after tomorrow is your wedding with Maxwell. You're not really going to marry him, are you? Should I bless you or curse you? What do you mean? I asked calmly. I bless you to get divorced soon and curse you to be a widow soon so that I can take advantage of the opportunity. Are you confessing your love? He paused for a moment and said meaningfully, sort of, but not really. I heard that you're pregnant. Is the child Maxwell's or mine? I didn't answer this question. Suddenly, I had a stomachache, and Ethan took me to the hospital. The female doctor who examined me said that it was because the sex life during pregnancy was too intense. I was speechless. I was hospitalized for a day, and Ethan watched over me by my bedside for a day. He held my hand, looking serious. Evelyn, tell me, is the child in your belly mine? No. You're still lying to me. The female doctor who examined you is my sister. She said that the time of your pregnancy exactly matches the time when we were together. Besides, I also heard that Maxwell is infertile. No wonder the female doctor who examined me was so enthusiastic towards me. So she was his sister. His sister came over at this time, carrying a thermos bucket in her hand. She glared at Ethan. I know you young people are full of passion, but even young couples should know moderation. Evelyn, this is the chicken soup I made for you. Drink more. It's good for your recovery. Moderation? I blushed and said, thank you, sister. Don't mention it. We're all family. You two should choose a date as soon as possible and hold the wedding. In a while, Evelyn will start to show her pregnancy. There was a glimmer of expectation in Ethan's eyes, while I was in a complete mess. That time, the reason why I took the initiative was actually to punish Maxwell for his disregard of me. That's why I got pregnant with Ethan's child. After being discharged from the hospital, facing Ethan's sincerity, I started to waver in my heart. I told him the truth, but instead of getting angry, he treated me even better. Finally, the day that Maxwell and I had agreed to hold the wedding arrived. Early in the morning, he called me. He asked me to put on my wedding dress and wait for him to come home and pick me up. Evelyn, I'll be there soon. No matter what happens today, I'll be by your side. It turned out that he didn't know that I hadn't been home for the past 2 days, which also meant that he and Eliza had stayed in the hotel for 2 days. After a while, he called again, Evelyn, where are you? Didn't I tell you to put on your wedding dress and wait for me at home? I was calm inside. The more anxious and frantic he was now, the happier I felt. What nonsense are you talking about? Who said I'm going to marry you? Isn't Eliza your bride? You should go to her. Why are you looking for me? Evelyn, are you kidding? Today is the day I'm marrying you. Don't you know that? Yes, I know, but I've changed my mind. I don't want to marry you anymore. I deliberately slowed down my speech coldly. What do you mean? Maxwell's voice on the other end of the phone rose a few decibels, full of eagerness. Eliza has already worn the wedding dress, and she has also worn the ring. She even slept with you several times. Do you still have the nerve to ask me what I mean? Isn't it funny, he thought that since I was pregnant, no other man would want me except him. That's why he was so unscrupulous towards me. But he was wrong. I did something that he could never have imagined even if he racked his brains. I refused his wedding. Evelyn, I advise you to think clearly. You're a second-hand woman with a big belly. Except for me who doesn't despise you, who else would want you? If you don't come back immediately, even if your child is born in the future, it will have nothing to do with me. I wonder how you'll manage your living expenses in the future. What will you use to raise the child? Ethan leaned closer to the phone, cleared his throat, and said loudly, it's my child, so you don't need to worry about it. I'll take care of the child and the mother. When Maxwell heard the voice of another man, he roared on the spot. Evelyn, you slut, you're shameless. You went behind my back to hook up with another man. Tell me, who the hell is he? Is he an actor you deliberately found to annoy me? You're really getting more and more audacious. He's not an actor, I replied calmly. He's the biological father of the child. Hearing me admit that he was the biological father of the child, Ethan was overjoyed. On the other end of the phone, Maxwell was so angry that he jumped up and down with rage. Evelyn, are you crazy? How dare you betray me? Betray him? He betrayed me first. I'm just giving him a taste of his own medicine. Did he really think the child was his? How ridiculous. Whether I'm crazy or not has nothing to do with you. The child isn't yours. Goodbye. After saying that, I hung up the phone directly without giving him a chance to speak. Once I was afraid of losing him and thought he was everything to me, but now I suddenly felt so relieved. Evelyn, you just said that I'm the biological father of the child. Ethan's smile enlarged in front of me, and his eyes were full of warmth. On the wedding day, Maxwell bombarded me with continuous phone calls and sent messages shamelessly asking me to finish the wedding first. He also asked me not to play tricks on him. He wouldn't believe it. He was convinced that the child was his. How funny. He thought I was throwing a tantrum and finding someone to act for him. He really knew how to add drama to himself. That night, he cut off my credit card. He also threatened me that without him, my life would be a mess. As my belly grew bigger day by day, my maternal love overflowed more and more. I bought a lot of baby clothes in advance. Ethan gently touched my belly and pursed his lips. You treat the child better than you treat me. I'm even jealous. You've never bought clothes for me. Hearing his complaint, I took him to the shopping mall. But we met Maxwell and Eliza in the mall. Eliza snatched a shirt that I had taken a fancy to from the salesperson's hand. This shirt suits Maxwell very well. Wrap it up for me quickly. The salesperson looked troubled. Miss, but someone else has already taken a fancy to this shirt first. I don't care. I'll pay double for this shirt. Wrap it up for me quickly. She was like a bandit entering the village. It seemed that whatever I liked, she would snatch it away. When Maxwell saw me, he was quite surprised. Evelyn, are you willing to come home with me now? I've cut off your bank card, yet you still have the mood to buy clothes. Come home with me obediently. Don't let my child suffer with you. Home? That's not my home. It's the home for him and Eliza. Why should my wife go home with you? Are you crazy? Ethan walked out of the fitting room and stood in front of me. His voice was full of hostility. Maxwell frowned, his face turning livid. Ethan. So the man Evelyn mentioned is you. The two of them were bitter enemies. As the saying goes, when enemies meet, their eyes blaze with hatred. Ethan raised his eyebrows, and a mocking smile curved on his lips. What? Are you surprised? Maxwell didn't answer him but glared at me instead. Evelyn, why did you choose this guy? You should come home with me right now. He was about to come and pull me, but I hid behind Ethan. Don't touch me with your dirty hands. I feel disgusted. I'm disgusting? You're carrying my child in your belly. Do you think Ethan will really marry you and take you home? When he gets tired of playing with a pregnant woman, he'll dump you. I'm doing this for your own good. Come home with me obediently to take care of your pregnancy. Ethan touched my belly and said with a smile, how can you be so sure that the child is definitely yours? Maxwell was stunned for a moment. What do you mean? Nothing much. I'm just telling you that I'm the biological father of the child. Ethan's calmness made Maxwell realize that he had been cuckolded. Evelyn, I didn't expect that you would do such a shameless thing. You're really despicable. Maxwell was so angry that his face turned red and his neck thick. When Ethan and I were leaving, we heard Maxwell smash the computer at the cashier's desk. On the way back, he asked me to choose a date for the wedding. I smiled and said, why? Are we just having a wedding without getting a marriage certificate? Of course we'll get the marriage certificate. Looking at his silly smiling face, it reminded me of the time in college when he and Maxwell had a fight because of me. In college, both Maxwell and Ethan were considered the most handsome guys on campus. Both of them had their own shining points and their own charm. The one who first got close to me was Ethan. Every time Maxwell saw him coming to me, he would say, Evelyn, this Ethan is not a good guy. He's flirting around with several female classmates. Don't be deceived by him. At that time, I actually believed his nonsense. So I began to alienate Ethan and instead got closer and closer to Maxwell. It was also that time. Ethan somehow heard that Maxwell was speaking ill of him, and the two of them had a fight because of it. Ethan fought not because of the bad words said about him, but because Maxwell was lying to deceive me. Evelyn, how could you believe that Maxwell? He's a hypocrite. If you don't believe me, you'll regret it sooner or later. After saying that, he left angrily. I was so frightened by his fierce look that I hid in the dormitory for several days and didn't dare to go to class. When I went to class, I heard that Ethan had transferred to another school. Since then, I had never seen him again until the day when it was hailing and I bumped into him when I went to the nightclub. Only then did I realize that I owed him an apology all these years. On the day when I went to get the marriage certificate with Ethan, I met Maxwell's best friend in college. He told me that he had fallen out with Maxwell because Maxwell had slept with his sister without telling him. He also revealed that Maxwell and Eliza had been a couple before entering college. Later, because Eliza went abroad to study, they didn't see each other often. Maxwell thought that Eliza didn't want to come back, so he started to flirt with female classmates everywhere in college to vent his dissatisfaction in his heart. Having a wedding with me was actually to take revenge on Eliza. From the beginning to the end, the only one he liked was Eliza, but he didn't expect that I would get pregnant. He knew that he was infertile. When he learned that I was pregnant, he had mixed feelings of joy and worry. He wanted the child but didn't want me. Because of his initial arrogance, he firmly believed that I wouldn't dare to have an affair with other men behind his back. He believed that the child in my belly was a blessing from heaven, not wanting the Maxwell family to have no descendants. But when the day came when we fell out completely, he was desperate. When I went for a prenatal checkup, I passed by the andrology department and saw Maxwell. I thought he should be there to see about his infertility problem. He also saw me and looked a bit ashamed. "Evelyn, what a coincidence. You're also at the hospital." I moved aside, afraid that he might do something bad to me. "I have nothing to do with you anymore. Let's just be strangers." Maxwell looked sad. "Strangers? Isn't it too hurtful for you to say that? I'm getting married soon. What's the use of you saying these things to me now? Don't you think it's funny?" He gave a bitter smile. "I'm indeed ridiculous. I actually hope that you could forgive me. I know you still love me in your heart. But, Evelyn, I really regret it. If I hadn't done that back then, would everything be different now?" There was endless regret in Maxwell's eyes. Looking at him, I no longer had the fluctuations in my heart as before. All that was left was calmness. "Everything is different now, Maxwell. My life is very good now. I don't need your regret or your apology." I replied calmly and turned to leave. On Valentine's Day, Ethan and I held our wedding. I didn't expect that Maxwell would suddenly appear and try to stop me from getting married. He roared, "Evelyn, I won't allow you to marry him. The person you should marry can only be me. We've known each other for so many years. You can't leave me." This sudden scene made the relatives and friends at the scene sigh and start talking among themselves. Ethan held my hand tightly and gave me a reassuring look. "It's okay. I'm here. I won't let him hurt you." "Yeah." I nodded, and a sense of security welled up in my heart. Maxwell reeked of alcohol, and his out-of-control emotions made his eyes bloodshot. "Ethan, you're seducing my wife. Have you no shame?" Ethan looked straight at Maxwell and said word by word, "Aren't you clear in your own heart whether I've seduced your wife or not? Besides, your wife seems to be Eliza, right? Ethan, never seduce married women. On the contrary, you, time and time again, harass and pester my wife. You're the boss of the Maxwell Group. How dare you be the first to accuse others while you're the real villain?" Maxwell gritted his teeth. "Don't talk nonsense. I haven't married Eliza yet. How could she be my wife?" "Haven't married? Then what's this?" Ethan sneered and took out his mobile phone and played the recording of the disgusting conversation between Maxwell and Eliza that day. "Oh, you're almost breaking my leg. You can't just keep twisting this one leg. Okay, baby?" I was too impatient. "Let's change legs. The day after tomorrow is your wedding with Evelyn. If you break my leg, I won't be able to be the bridesmaid. Don't worry. I'm only marrying Evelyn because of the child in her belly. As for her, she's dispensable." The recording made Maxwell turn pale. The call that Eliza deliberately made that day was actually recorded by Ethan. Ethan laughed mockingly. "Did you hear clearly what you said yourself? Evelyn, I know I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I beg you to come home with me. I'll treat the child in your belly as my own. Come with me quickly. You have to believe me. Give me a chance. I'll definitely make up for my past mistakes." "Past mistakes can't be made up for just by saying sorry. You don't have any chances left, Maxwell. Save some face for yourself." He rushed over and tried to force me to leave but was beaten up by Ethan and his groomsmen and then dragged out by the security guards. In the blink of an eye, my twin children were born. I thought that from then on, I would have nothing to do with Maxwell anymore. But unexpectedly, one day, he tried to commit suicide to beg me to see him for the last time. Evelyn, I thought you wouldn't come. He looked much haggard. Obviously, he hadn't slept well and had worried too much, and he looked dispirited. At the moment when he saw me, his eyes lit up. Eliza ran away with another man and abandoned me, Evelyn. I have nothing now. I only have you left. Please give me another chance to make up for my mistakes to you, okay? He was crying one moment and laughing the next. I've also heard that Eliza and Maxwell's assistant embezzled all the money in the company's accounts. Maxwell's company became an empty shell overnight and went bankrupt not long after. He went on talking to himself, go and divorce Ethan, and come back to my hometown with me. Let's live a good life together, okay? Was he daydreaming? I wouldn't give up my current good life and go to live with a mentally unstable person. I'd have to be out of my mind to do that. I didn't respond to him. He continued, Evelyn, why did you suddenly leave me? Before, you were very obedient to me. You would do whatever I asked you to do. But now, you've changed. You've become disobedient. I'm jealous. I don't want to see you and Ethan living happily like this all the time. So you must divorce him and marry me. So, for my sake, are you willing to listen to me? Suddenly, he became ferocious and roared at me hysterically, why don't you say anything? Is it that you slut can't bear to part with that scoundrel? He grasped my arm tightly, causing me great pain. I struggled hard to break free from his grip. There was no warmth in my eyes. Maxwell, what you're doing now is just because of your unwillingness. I'm no longer the Evelyn who was obedient to you. I've completely let go of the pain you caused me. If you really care about me, please just let me go and let us each live our own lives in peace. His expression instantly became distorted and he slapped me directly. Slut, do you mean it's all my fault? I covered my burning cheek and stared at him coldly. That slap shattered the last bit of affection between us. I also got angry. Yes, it's all your fault. Maxwell, you still don't understand until now. You don't know how to respect others at all. You only care about your own feelings. If you're so brave, go and hit Eliza. She's the one who deceived you. She's the one who made your company go bankrupt. What right do you have to lose your temper at me? Go ahead and kill yourself if you want. After saying that, I was about to leave, but he held on to me tightly and shouted, do you think I don't want to find Eliza? I can't wait to tear her apart, but I can't find her. What can I do? My phone rang. It was Ethan calling. Before I could answer the phone, Maxwell snatched it away and turned on the speakerphone. Hey, Ethan, I'm telling you, you don't deserve Evelyn. Evelyn is mine. No one can take away what belongs to me. After saying that, he threw the phone out of the window directly, not even giving Ethan a chance to say a word. I slapped him in the face. Are you crazy? There's no possibility between you and me anymore. You should try every way to find Eliza now instead of going crazy with me here. You slut, how dare you hit me? I'll strangle you to death. His eyes were wide with anger and his knuckles were cracking. But at that moment, it seemed that his anger was hit by something and he froze in midair. What's wrong with me? Evelyn, are you okay? Did I hurt you just now? I'm sorry, He let go of my hand and I ran out without thinking. As soon as I got out, I saw Ethan arriving with the police just in time. Evelyn, are you okay? Ethan quickly hugged me in his arms, his eyes full of worry. I shook my head slightly. I'm okay. Maxwell went crazy. How did you know I was here? Someone picked up your phone. I knew the location and came here with the police. Fortunately, you're okay. You scared me to death. As soon as he finished speaking, there was a thud. Amid the screams of the crowd, a figure fell from the top of the building. Maxwell was dead. Ethan hugged me tightly, but I couldn't take my eyes off the falling figure. I had mixed feelings in my heart. How could he? Although Maxwell had brought me endless pain before, I still couldn't bear to see him end his life like this. Perhaps he really couldn't face his own mistakes. With the flashing police lights, all this misfortune was reflected particularly clearly. A butterfly was fluttering gracefully in the flower bed and landed on a chrysanthemum. Perhaps in its world, it was the happiest.